What is sexual harassment to you?
Well, it's a loaded question.
Making someone feel uncomfortable, like I'm touching them in like a certain way. I would say
they don't take no for an answer, and they keep pressing you and doing stuff that you aren't really comfortable with within your physical and emotional boundaries.
Taking advantage of other people.
Kind of when someone, enters your comfort zone.
Don't do this. Never do this again, okay? I'm sorry. Don't do this. I don't allow you to do that. Never. Okay?
Something as small as a look from someone, a certain type of look that is unwarranted by another individual, and advances from there to physical contact. But I think sexual harassment can be very subtle and maybe even undetectable at first, but it's just attention that's unwarranted from anyone.
Do you think catcalling is sexual harassment?
that's a very good question.
Yes.
Los piropos, pues, para mí no serían un acoso sexual.
Because it's one-sided. It's not really like it's not a communication, and it's not asked for, and it's invasive, embarrassing.
Compliments to me are so much more than saying, oh, you have a nice ass.
This guy, he had catcalled my sister right in front of me. He was speaking to his friends and referring to her as it rather than her.
If this was today, what do you think you would have done?
I would have spoken up.
Has someone ever catcalled you?
Yeah, a bunch of times. It was uncomfortable.
I've had it where older men have, and it's a bit explicit, but sometimes they put their hands in their pants and then they stare at me, and then they start to follow me. And I know usually when people think of catcalling or sexual harassment, they think of younger women, but also for queer people, it happens for us too. For me, the first time I had something like that happen, I didn't know what to really do. I just didn't say anything, and it made me really nervous, and it gave me a lot of anxiety. But now that it has happened a lot, I told them that it's disgusting, and that especially when I was a minor, I told them that they could get arrested for this, and then I see their face get red, and then they stop. It makes me really mad. It does happen. I think it's important to also recognize it does happen within the LGBT community.
I feel like men definitely do get catcalled. They're also definitely victims of sexual harassment, and it's not as publicized as female sexual harassment, but it's still definitely as valid.
I just happen to be a great person who's naturally beloved by all.
But he says his tough guy persona didn't prevent him from becoming the victim of a powerful man.
I was sexually assaulted by Adam Bennett, and he looked me in my eyes and he was sticking his tongue out overtly sexually to me. I mean, it was no mistake that this was a sexual type tongue move. And I'm thinking it's a joke. I'm thinking, is this how this guy breaks the ice? I don't understand what this is.
Do you think it matters what you wear when people catcall you?
No, that's irrelevant. How I choose to present myself is my business. It's no one else's.
No sabemos cómo vestirnos, qué es lo que podemos utilizar, porque según la sociedad, a veces es culpa de nosotras por lo que nos ponemos.
I shouldn't be harassed based on what I wear.
No, I don't, because I've witnessed it happen both ways. It happens all the time. That's almost irrelevant.
I know you could be in sweatpants and a t-shirt and you would still be catcalled. It doesn't matter if a girl's walking around wearing a bikini. That still doesn't give you the right to go and start saying whatever you want.
Unfortunately, I think it starts really, really early, too early. I think men will give young girls unwanted attention. Like I said, subtle, even with just the way you're looked at.
Honestly, weird if you catcall like a kid or like someone that is younger than a teenager. It's honestly weird.
Have you ever seen that? Someone older catcall a kid?
No, and frankly, I don't want to see that.
I guess 8th grade.
16.
In 6th grade, you know, it's like it's not okay to just, you know, honk at some like 10-year-old girl.
When I did start to notice it, because that was when I initially had an encounter with an older man who was following me.
I was walking and then someone just kind of honked their car at me and they started yelling things out.
Do you think there's an age that it ends?
No, not really. I initially wanted to say, yeah, maybe for older women it might start, but I don't think it's that simple. I think it's complex and it occurs throughout a woman's life or a man's life to some extent.
As a bystander, would you ever intervene with a catcaller or with a catcall?
I'd like to believe I would.
Is there a way that you think would be the best way to approach the situation?
I'm not sure, because you start getting into a matter of safety and personal safety. Unless you have an organized group or some sort of plan to approach or call someone out, I don't know if it's so wise for just a female or male walking if they're all alone. You know, maybe ignoring it really is the temporary solution.
Get them out of there as soon as possible.
But I just would have stood up. I would have said something, because saying nothing lets them know that it's okay to do that, and it's not. It's unacceptable. It just makes me so mad, and I would have spoken up. I would have told him that it's not his place and he's wrong to do that. It's okay to talk about it. You don't need to keep it to yourself.
Dentro de mí hay mucho miedo, va, pero luego digo, ¿por qué va? Porque uno tiene que tener miedo.
If you bring it up more in conversation and get more people's feelings, the ones receiving it, and make it more publicized, I feel like it could definitely help inform other people.
It should start with teaching, you know, like the people who are catcalling, you should start by teaching them that it's wrong. You know, it should be kind of something that should be implemented in school.
What advice would you give a catcaller?
I'm not sure any advice would help. I think it might be just like a lack of character. I don't know if there's like any saving it or saving people in a way to where they wouldn't do that again. I think some people are creeps and they're always going to be creeps.
No lo hagan o que eviten decir algo que definitivamente no es bueno para una mujer porque la hace sentir mal.
Not going to gain anything from it. You're just making someone else feel uncomfortable. It shouldn't be normal for someone to walk down and just, you know, feel scared by other people.
What advice would you give to a person that has been sexually harassed?
That they're not alone, to be strong, because we all have to be strong.
They should be able to go outside feeling comfortable with who they are and feeling safe where they are too.
They just shouldn't let that person have like power over them.
Pues vestirnos como querramos.
Tell people and get some people on your side. Seek out support. A lot of it.